In this video, we're going to get started with Godwoken by getting some Testnet CKB tokens for Godwoken L2. This is currently a three-step process. These are Testnet tokens and therefore they're free. So Testnet is a non-production environment of the blockchain used for test deployments. So in order to get started, we're going to go to the Godwoken documentation, which is docs.godwoken.io. We can go to basic concepts. And I believe we're going to go to Godwoken public networks. And we're going to scroll down, and the first thing we want to do is find out our L1 and our L2 address using Metamask and the L2 Godwoken testnet account generator. So let's go to testnet.bridge.godwoken.io, which is pretty long. So let's just use the link. Now, it should be a page that looks something like this, and we're going to have a connect button. We want to make sure that we're connecting to the newest version of Godwoken, which is Godwoken version 1. And you do need to make sure that you already have Metamask installed. Now, this is a clean installation of Metamask. I don't have any other settings set up. This is what it'll look like after you have it installed. So go ahead and connect. And we're just going to follow through with Metamask suggestions here. And now it wants to add the Godwoken testnet network. So originally it's set to the Ethereum mainnet, but this is not an Ethereum blockchain. This is Godwoken blockchain. So we can just say approve, and it will add the Godwoken chain here. So if we open this up, we can see that now we have Ethereum mainnet and the Godwoken testnet from the top. And we have CKB here. After this is done, we want to get the L1 wallet address. So this is the connected Metamask L1 address. And we can just go copy address. I'm going to go back to the documentation and scroll further down and look for the Nervos L1 testnet. And we're going to open up the L1 testnet faucet. And what this will do is give us some free CKB on the L1 to use. So we can paste our L1 address here, which should start with CKT for, I believe this is CKs and CKB, and T for testnet. And we'll click claim. Now this might take a minute or around that amount of time. It will say pending down here, and this will change to processed once it's done. And it's going to give us 10,000 CKB, and you can see someone else also claimed right after us. It's important to remember because Godwoken is an L2 solution on top of this L1. That means we need to first activate our L1 account, and we're doing this just by claiming these tokens. So this serves a dual purpose. One is to get these testnet tokens, which we want to move to L2, plus it also activates our account at the same time. Now we can see it's been processed. Now that we've claimed our L1 tokens and we've activated our L1 account, we can go back to the Godwoken bridge. And if you just let it refresh for a second, you will now see your L1 balance to be 10,000 CKB. Unfortunately, our L2 balance is still 0, so we have to move those over. And this is a little confusing to me, but we can move two types of tokens over. We don't have any SUDT tokens on L1 that we want to move, but we do want to move these CKB tokens. And so I'll just show you, I'll say let's move 95 over, so we'll leave just 500 on the L1 and click deposit. We'll say waiting for user confirmation. At this time your MetaMask should pop up to confirm that you want to move over those tokens, and just go ahead and click sign. This will start the process of moving the tokens from the L1 to the L2. If we click on MetaMask, we should be able to see, oh, I don't see any pending here, so we'll just have to wait it out without any information. While we're waiting for this to process, as you may have noticed, on the L1, we use a CKB address system, which is unique to Nervos. However, on the L2 system, we use this Ethereum address system. And this Ethereum address here for your L2 will also match what's on your MetaMask right here. So when sending tokens from L2 to L2 account, you can simply send it from Ethereum address to Ethereum address, even though we're actually on the L2 Godwoken system. And as you can see now here, this L2 balance has appeared. Now there's one more step that we could do here to make things easier in our life. And if we check here, we are seeing our CKB balance. But if we want to actually send this CKB to someone else, to another Ethereum address here, which is actually on Godwoken, the transaction will actually fail because normally this MetaMask shows the native token of the blockchain. However, because this is an L2, there is no native token currently for Godwoken. So this is actually not a native token, but in fact is an ERC20 token. And we can go ahead and add the ERC20 contract to this MetaMask to make it easier to send. So again, this is completely optional, but it is something that's helpful. So I'm just looking back at the documentation, which is docs.godwoken.io. And under the Godwoken L2 testnet, we can see here's the L2 Godwoken testnet PCKB contract. We can go ahead and copy out this contract address because we want to add it to our MetaMask. It says, don't see your token, import token. So we can click here and just copy and paste, and it should fill in the rest of the information automatically for us. So add custom token, import tokens. And now you can see we have both CKB and PCKB. But if we want to send these CKB, like I said, we can't just natively click send. This is just a little hiccup in the system, but we can go PCKB and send. And now we can choose an Ethereum address on Godwoken L2, and it will allow us to send them as we expect it to be. So congratulations, you have now set up both an L1 and an L2 account for Nervos and Godwoken L2 using Metamask. We can now use this to sign various transactions on L2. We have testnet tokens that we can use to deploy things.